Hello, what is up guys? Eman from Peso Smart PH here. Welcome sa panibagong episode. Shout out to all the podcast listeners as well. I appreciate you all. Today, let's talk about GMA7. So, ngayon nabigay yung dividends for GMA7. So, if you're holding GMA7 a day before the ex date nung April 20, then mabibigyan ka ng 1.45 pesos per share. So, that's really good. And sa current market price, around 13-14% yung ibigay na yield nito sa'yo. And then, syempre, that will depend sa cost basis nyo, sa entry price nyo dito sa stock na to. So, yung next nating titingnan is yung financials sila kasi binigay na yung kanilang quarterly report for March 31, 2022. Well, yun yung period ended. So, that's from January to March. So, yung current assets, 19 billion, nag-increase yan ng around almost 3 billion pesos. So, total assets, nasa 26.8 billion na. So, they acquired a lot of assets ngayong first quarter. And then, current liabilities is 12.4. So, lumaki yung liabilities sila. And then, total liabilities is around 17.2 billion pesos. Then, yung retained earnings sila, basically yung ipon ng company is around 3.2 billion pesos and stockholders equity is around 9.6 billion. Yung kanilang income statement right here, gross revenue is 5.8 billion pesos. So from last year, first 3 quarters, 5.4 yan. And then gross expenses, nag-increase din, naging 3 billion pesos from 2.8 billion pesos for the same period last year. And then yung kanilang income, dito na tayo, after taxes is 2.1 billion pesos. So, meron pa rin konting increase around 6 to 7% from the same period last year. And yeah, that's basically it. Kasi ito namang current year to date is just for the first quarter since wala pa namang data for the second quarter. And also guys, you can download itong quarterly report or even yung annual report ng GMA7 sa PSC Edge. And ito yung makikita nyo. So, this is worth a read as well or pwedeng skip nyo lang, no? So, yung basahin lahat. Nag-sim na ako dito for the most part. And, ayan, makita nyo yung cash flow, saan ba nanggaling yung revenue, ano ba yung nangyari dun sa quarter na yun or sa taon na yun. So, this is really helpful to give you a perspective kung ano bang ginagawa ng company, ano bang ginagawa ng business. So, ito yung difference, main difference sa mga stocks and sa crypto. Kasi, like for example, Bitcoin is not really like doing anything, di ba? Para siyang commodity, di ba? Para siyang gold. And yung kaibahan dito sa business, kung parang alam mo kung ano yung runway nila. Like, profitable ba sila sa period na to? Diba? So, in my opinion, mas matrabaho. But, kumbaga merong sense of security din. Kasi you're buying into a business. Diba? Parang kasosyo ka ng GMA7. Ganun siya pumapatak pag bumibili kayo ng stocks. And then, to expenses, production costs, GAIC, EBITDA, and net income. And then, nasa na ba? Page 8 ito. So, financing activities. So, ito yung pinaka-nagustuhan ko for the first quarter. Net cash used in financing activities amounted to 689 million pesos. Basically, due to payment of loans amounting to 686 million pesos. The company was debt-free at the close of the first quarter of this year. So, debt-free na sila ngayon after the first quarter. So that's really good for a business kasi 'di ba? Karamihan ng mga businesses kailangan nilang umutang para to keep them afloat, right? Lalo na kapag yung expenses, yung operating expenses is really high just to sustain the company. So yun yung mga businesses like airlines, 'di ba? Ang laki ng overhead nyo and kailangan nyo talaga ng pera to continue operating. And kumpara dun sa GMA7 na, cash cow na mature na yung business and mostly yung pinagkakitaan nila is puro advertising, no? Ad revenue talaga, yung pinakamalaking portion. I think 80 to 90% ng kanilang revenue is galing sa advertisements. Alright? And ito nga yung maganda, diba? Sinabi rin ni Warren Buffett to before na maganda yung isang company na walang utang. And as of the first quarter of 2022, GMA7 is debt-free. So, I just want to point that out. Alright, so price naman tayo ng stock ng GMA7. So, kita nyo dito, ever since nag-X-date yung GMA7, erratic na. Ito naman na-expect ko tong drop na to. So yan. Ganyan talaga, mga 7 to 10% yung estimate ko na drop. Kasi yun yung kumbaga parang dividend yield na binigay eh. So mawala yung value na yun talaga. Like, example, dito rin last year. Ganun din yung nangyari, diba? Actually, dito mas mataas nga yung binaba eh. So 15% from after nung X-date. So, kumbaga parang binabawi lang, no? And yung mga nagdi-dividend play nga, ay nila mas stock sa ganitong stock. So, they will take whatever dividends that they received and then magbebenta na sila. So, dito, ganun din nangyari. So, textbook dividend play to. And what I was expecting is, after nito siguro bababa ng konti and then like, sideways ulit and then eventually tataas. But that didn't happen. Opposite yung nangyari. So, nangyari yan. Bumagsak na tayo pag ganyan. So, di ba, pag parabolic pataas ito. Nag-nose dive. Which is very weird. Kasi puro puro rumors, puro, what they call this, puro conspiracy theory. And, yeah, pagka uncertain talaga, ayaw ng market nun. And kapag, parang may FUD na rin, di ba? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. This is what happens, no? Pagka merong FUD, pagka merong fear, uncertainty, and doubt sa market or sa isang particular na stock. Kasi same thing yung nangyari sa ABS-CBN. And right now, okay yung naging bounce today. Actually, after a couple of weeks, rough weeks since April 20. Nag-bounce siya. So, nag-open around 975. Then, nag-close siya ng 1046, so around 7% yung increase in a day. So hopefully this continue. Well, in my opinion, I don't really care about the price of GMA7 because I'm just gonna continue holding it. And dito nga sa 9-ish levels, gusto ko na rin bumili but wala akong capital currently na available since ngayon lang din naman binayaran. And then tumaas na nga ulit yung presyo niya. So let's see kung ano mangyayari in the next couple of days, in the next couple of weeks, and mag-post na lang ako ng follow-up video if ever may mangyari yan. May mangyari man sa stock price ulit ng GMA7. But then again, ito, noise lang yan. I think we're still gonna go up again kapag nag-settle down na. And yun, kailangan talaga shake off na. Especially mga tao na FOMO lang din. Kasi ako personally, I didn't buy GMA7 ever since I think 11 na yung last buy ko. Yeah, I think in this area, dun lang ako ulit bumili. Kasi nga umakyat siya eh. Umakyat siya. So, kumbaga nasa bull run siya, nasa parabolic run siya. So, why would I buy? And yung cost basis ko is around 8-7 pesos lang naman. So, it doesn't make sense for me to like DCA upwards. So, mas okay na mababa yung cost basis ko. And then, just DCA again, no, or PCA again kapag ganitong bumaba. Like, for example, di ba yan? Yan, comfortable na ako ulit bumili ng GMA7. I bought at the highest na 11. And then ngayon, di ba, nasa 10 na. Kung may capital nga lang, bibili ako ng madami. Kaso, yun nga, umakyat na ulit siya ng 7%. So, probably this is the bottom. I mean, speculation lang yun. But, I think in the long run, okay talaga i-hold yung GMA7. Kasi it's basically free money. I mean, you're riding the business, no? Yung success ng business. And, na monopolize nila halos itong industry. Since walang ABS-CBN. And then, yung runway nila is mahaba since na-renew naman yung franchise sila back in 2017. And yeah, if you really don't care about the short-term price movements, then this shouldn't really bother you. And then may nakita pala ako na yun daw parang ang weird nga daw na may mga malalaking gaps, no, every single day. So parang yung pag-akyat daw magkakaroon din ng ganyan. I don't know kung paano, for example, nag-open ng 11, no? So magkakaroon ng gap tapos hindi siya magte-trade below that. So yun yung mga sinasabi ng traders, nakikita ko lang, but I'm not really diving deep into that since I'm not trading GMA7. I'm just holding it. So yun, and again, itong bounce na to is really good for the stock and parang sa moral ng mga holders. And ang masasabi ko lang, if you bought at like the top, then yeah, just continue peso cost averaging. That is the best thing, next best thing that you can do. instead of like taking the losses. So for example, bumili ka lang ng bumili, then tas yan, nag-sideways lang ng trade dito sa 10-ish pesos. Then eventually maging 10 pesos na lang din. O kung ano yung trading value currently nung stock. May gano'n na lang yung average price mo. So you don't have to worry. And pagka bumaba pa ulit, edi mag-PCA ka lang ulit. Diba? Kasi ang lagi mo lang isipin is yung potential cash flow ng business, which is like yun nga sabi ko sa inyo, ang haba ng runway nila. And kung magiging consistent ba yung dividends sa binibigay nila. Sabihin na natin piso lang, no? Piso lang yung ibibigay na dividends every single year. So sa ganitong presyo, around kung sa piso lang, 'di ba? Divided by 10.46. So nasa 9% yung binibigay niyan. So hindi siya masyado normal, no, para sa mga stocks. Kasi usually yung magandang dividend yield is 4 to 5%. That's healthy. And yung payout ratio ng GMA7 for what they call this for 2021 is around 64%. So that's pretty healthy na rin. Hindi ganun kataas, hindi nila inubos kumbaga yung kanilang ipon, no. Kasi minsan anong nangyayari, parang 100% yung payout ratio ng dividends, and it's not really good for the company as well in the long run. Kasi nga, di ba, paano pag nagka-COVID ulit, di ba? So, ikakat yung dividends ng sobra-sobra the next year. Kasi nga, wala, parang inubos sila yung ipon nila. But yeah, anyway, sabihin natin, no, again, worst case scenario, mag 5 pesos. So, yung piso is making 20% na yield. That's really big. So, kung may 100k ka, sa example lang, sa GMA7, so may 20k ka a year. That's crazy. Ako nga, personal goal ko is to have like 10M sa ganito mga dividend paying stocks, and then average 400k to 500k a year yung ibibigay sa akin, diba? That's a pretty good return on your investment. And I mean, personally for me, I can live with that amount of money without me like doing anything or like doing 9 to 5 work. So yun yung goal natin, and hopefully in the next coming years or in the next decade ma-achieve natin yung goal na yun. So yun guys, end na natin yung episode here. Sana may natutunan kayo, and if umabot kayo at the end of this episode, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Bigyan nyo naman ng like itong video kung natripan nyo, kasi nakatulong yun sa algorithm ng YouTube. And subscribe ko na rin sa channel ko if you want to learn more about investing, and if nag-enjoy ka sa video na to. You can also follow me sa mga social media platforms ko. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at MNPSPH. Again, thank you very much for watching and listening. Stay safe out there, and always remember, be Peso smart.